pamoja, kuenzi shikamano hatima yetu. Tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
but they are keeping silent. They are keeping quiet on them. So as nano publishers, we just want to motivate, encourage each and everyone, because we believe whether you are a child, you are a young person or an old person, you have a story at your level. So nano publishers comes in and just helps you and me put down your stories. And I want to say, as I wrote Serving God with Joy, it gives me a lot of joy to see someone out there, and especially this young girl. I live to say, why not say a word to this girl to just arise and work hard, and she'll be good to go. Even in this crowded world, they can navigate, and here I am, because of my background. I want to say, no girl should just die in their space without having someone to hold their hand. So this is why I'm speaking and saying, arise, you girl, arise, and you can make it in this world. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mary. The next author I will invite is Bilson Macharia, the writer of How to Help the Boy Child, God knows we need that one, a non-fiction book that seeks to familiarize the reader with the reality on the ground on how they and other social agents can help change the young man's attitude to save him from self-destructive tendencies, and if possible, guide him on how to navigate today's volatile socio-economic environment. Would you like to say a word? Tell us about it.
Thank you very much. First of all, my name is Wilson Macharia. There was a time that I was acting senior editor of one of the Christian publishers, and now I do work closely with Tinamiri here. And let me say that I have read books here and there, and I have also listened to the news, and I have realized that the challenges in our continent are many. The challenges in our continent are many. Unfortunately, we are only approaching things from a political point of view, but we are not giving our young people the attention that they require, because even as individuals, they require to be shown how to, may I use a word that has been used by many here, to navigate the difficulties that we have or that characterize our age. So this is what prompted me to write something, a small book that I just called How to Help the Boy Child. As you might have realized, and personally I have known, that there is a loaded question that is being asked by boys. It may sound simplistic, but it's loaded. Whenever they look at the situation, whatever is around them, then they ask a question. Kwani kunaendaje? Kwani kunaendaje? And in fact, this is a bit unfortunate. This question has even evolved lately. Jana nililewaje? It's unfortunate because we need to answer that question if we are going to have young people to whom we are going to entrust our African nations, Kenya being one. The IMF are trying what they can, or they claim to be trying, but let me tell you, it appears we are going to be having challenges for a long time. And so, particularly because of the many deaths that we have. So we need to prepare our young people to be able to face the realities of their times. And this is what I am back to do by writing the small book I have just told you, How to Help the Boy Child. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And now, very briefly, I'm going to invite Dr. Dan Keraho. I'm sure you can do a better introduction than I can ever do.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Daniel Keraho. I've traveled in this world for very many decades, so it's a long history. I've been a doctor, a medical doctor. I've been in the pharmaceutical world many years. I am in real estate, even now, because that's where the lazy people like me go to. And is in jail. But that's not why we are here. We are here because during COVID time, I decided to write a few things which have always been going around through my mind. And one of them is the place of the African in the context of the rest of the world. If you see, my first name, as she pointed out, is Daniel. Why am I Daniel Kera, not Otieno Kera? It's because you know very well the turn of last century, the Muzungu came here, termed our cultures, our religion, our beliefs as primitive and, all manner of adjectives. And unfortunately, for us, we agreed. So as Guru Adiogo said, actually we are slaves. Even after independence, we are still slaves. Even our thinking. We don't trust ourselves. Even anything. Now, I was lazy, and I'm still lazy, so I couldn't do research. So I decided I'll portray my thoughts using fiction. Because fiction, you don't need to do anything. You just sit in a room and write. Right? And if you are wrong, you say it was fiction. If you are right, you say I knew. So either way you win. So that's how I penned my second book, Sibilon, which actually is trying, it's fictional, but it's trying to actually point out to the world that Africa is not what people think, including ourselves. Me, I think we are the custodians of humanity. If anybody thinks otherwise, let them prove. Right? But we don't celebrate it. Even these foreigners who come to tell us, look at our prehistory sites like Turkana. Who goes there? Who does the work? It's always foreigners, not us. Right? So it's very sad, and I decided to do something about it by writing. Another subject I knew, because archaeology is not everybody's cup of tea, and it can be boring to a lot of people. I decided to intertwine it with something else, religion and fanaticism, which is all these wars we are fighting around, even in Iran and all that, is because everybody thinks their version of their vision of the way they see the world is the best, and intolerance of other people's cultures and beliefs and all that. So I intertwined the two, and I intertwined not terrorism, but this lack of accommodating other people's beliefs and whatever it is with archaeology. And that's all I'm about. And that's why I'm here. Right? And I think we'll talk the rest later.
Thank you so much. As you have heard with his speech, it's quite lengthy because his book is also quite fat. You can find it at the back there. All the authors have brought a copy of their book so that you don't just get to read them. You can also read what they have written. So I have the pleasure of introducing the next author. Fantastic. So the next author is joining us from all the way from Nigeria, thanks to technology. So he's the author of Joe's Collectania. Thank you. He will tell us. A poetry collection that documents the flexibility in the author's attempt to tell unique stories and narrate real experiences through poems. Each poem derives meaning from the writer's understanding of how to juxtapose words for the said purpose of writing. So without further ado, I hope you can speak. Karibu, Joshua.
So much. And now, very briefly, I'm going to invite Dr. Dan Kerao. I'm sure you can do this introduction like
relevant, I think, for this auspicious occasion. And Run Cheche Run was a book I wrote because I'm very interested in sort of like national gap stories. I thought, you know, if you go out there anywhere, and you all know this, the only things that they know Kenya for, around this, anywhere in the world is, they know us for what? Kuna mambo ni matatu. Moja,
Athletes.
okay, no, leave that one aside, because that's a climax. So the other two things, that's what I want to say. They know us for three things. Moja,
Tea. Chai.
Running.
not tea.
Our wildlife.
Corruption. But no, that's not the main one. They know us for wildlife. Mzungus just know us mostly for, especially Westerners. They know us for wildlife and runners. Yeah, that's the most basic thing they'll always tell you. They'll ask you, you know, do you see lions when you wake up among the more ignorant ones? Yeah, and the other thing is, our runners have managed to just improve, I think, in the Western mind completely. So I did think that the reason for my writing Run Church Run was because I wanted that process and at a younger level, because these things, you don't wake up at my age and decide now I'm going to conquer some spaces. So I wanted to capture like a teenager